Good morning, everybody. It is 10 a.m. It is time for my segment in the ATC Mystery Box Challenge today. So welcome, welcome. I am the second out of, I think there are either 9 or 10 of us going live today sharing a mystery box challenge, which is we open a mystery box that was sent to us from another creative sister, and then we create with those things live. This is kicking off our ATC Mystery Box subscription membership that's coming up as well. So welcome on board. Hello. Let me know that you're here in the comments. I am using StreamYard to stream this. What that does is it allows me to use 2 different camera angles so you can see the table, you can see me. I really like that because I feel like I'm able to connect with you guys a little more. So what StreamYard does is in order to show your name on screen to me, you have to give StreamYard permission to use your name. And so many of you have done that already. For example, here is Miss Diane. You can see her up on the screen saying hello. There's Peggy. Hey, Peggy. Look at this. Look at all the crazy activity going on this morning. What is everybody up to on a summer Sunday or a summer Saturday morning? I'm so glad you're joining us. We actually have a pretty good lineup for you guys. Can I show this to you for a minute? Let me get this screen bigger and I'll show you. Check this out. Okay, I had to print this out for myself just so I wouldn't forget. Where's the camera? There it is. Okay, I'm number 2. So after me, there's a whole slew of people coming. Lisa Boone is right after me with Lisa Boone Designs, and then Jane Belante. We had Amanda earlier from Simply Flamazing Art. She just finished up and she did a really fun job with opening that mega pack that Teresa sent her. So what we did is each one of these creatives traded names, like it was like just randomly chosen, and we traded names and sent each other a pack of supplies. And we're going to open these today and create ATC cards. How fun is that? So if you're here, catch and replay, catch and live, we want to hear from you. If you've never done an ATC card, which stands for an artist trading card, if you've never done one, or if this is pretty new to you, let us know that you're a newbie in the comments. You can just say newbie, or I'm new to this, or and let us know. Are you excited about learning? Are you interested in doing this on a regular basis with us? We love artist trading cards. They're like little pieces of art. They're tiny little pieces of art. This one, Lisa sent me. Look at this. And she actually put it in a little plastic sleeve, and she has on the back, it says artist trading card. This is pretty traditional to write on the back, the title, the artist, the info, like what you used on the card, the date, and what number out of that set of cards she made that day. And she made 3 cards. She sent me one. Lisa, thank you, thank you. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. So they're really not intimidating because they're little cards, and it's traditionally a normal deck of cards sized. And actually, Lisa did use a traditional, you can see the Jack of Spades kind of hanging out back there. So she's showing us that this is a Jack of Spades from like a playing card. But you can buy them, and I have these in my shop, just plain white matte cards that are 2.5 by 3.5. That is the traditional size of these cards. And it is really a fun activity for creatives to trade these cards, which we do in my membership group. I'm sure some of the other creative ladies do it with their folks as well. Let's see. Okay, not now, not new to you, but new to junk, not new. Hold on. This Nana's Crafty, she says, not new to you or junk journaling, but new to ATC cards. So when you hear this phrase, ATC cards, that's exactly what it means. Artist trading card. Let me open. This is a mystery event. And this is, you guys, I got to make some eye contact. This is my first event. I have never done a mystery event before. So I was thinking this morning, I'm a little anxious, like I'm a little excited, but not in a bad way, like an excited way. I do have to admit, Jimmy Lou, I said to her, your box, the bag that you sent me is rattling. Like, can you hear that? There's stuff rattling around in there, and she just laughed. She said, I don't even know what I sent you. She said, I was cleaning off my desk and sent you a bunch of goodies. So I'll admit, this button, when I was shaking, fell out of the bag. So let's see what else comes. I'm pretty excited about this. All right, and she wrote all over the bag. Oh, look at what she wrote. Jimmy Lou, you are flipping awesome. Look what she wrote. She says, Grace is awesome. ATC. Shh, it's a secret. You can't know. She says she can't wait. And she said, wait, like at the part where you would open it, save it for the live. Okay, love the watermelon bag, Jimmy Lou. Are you kidding me with how cute that is? There she is in the comments. I'm so glad you're here to see me open this. I'm a little excited. So I was tempted. I pulled out a couple of supplies. Okay. Let me just say this. I know you're as anticipating as I am with what's in this bag. I grabbed because I didn't send my secret swap sister cards. I just assumed we would all have our own cards. Sorry about that, Michelle. I got Michelle in the swap, and I'm sorry. Michelle, grab a couple of cards because I didn't send them. I don't know if Jimmy Lou did. Let me clarify this too. For those of you that have already signed up for the subscription box, there are 50 spots. That the opening is today, but we had a wait list, and those folks got to enroll yesterday and claim their spot. We have 50 spots, so it's limited for this first round. It'll be limited every round that we do this, every month that we offer it. And it is a subscription box. So you sign up, and then every month on the day that you signed up, you will be charged for the next month, unless you decide to cancel, which you can cancel anytime. But when you get your mystery box from us, it will have the cards and all the extra goodies in the box to create ATC cards. We have a private group set up just for members, enrolled members, and every month we'll go live inside that group, and we'll open the box that was curated by one of the ladies, and we'll create live with you inside the group. We plan on doing swaps inside the group. So that is exclusive to people who sign up for the paid membership group. But this event that you're participating in today is going to be available every month. I think we decided the third Saturday every month, we are going to invite a crew of other creatives to come and do this mystery box event for artist trading cards, just to get everybody excited and let you guys know that we have this box and membership available to those who want to sign up. I am going to put the link to the box itself, the enrollment link, in the comments. I'm just dropping it now. So it is also in the group, Shell Bell's Creative Sanctuary. It's also in that group. It's going to be everywhere. We'll be emailing it to you if you're on the email list, but there's the link if you want to grab your box. I'll tell you, I think at least a dozen of the boxes have already been claimed. So we're down to less than 40 boxes for sure, probably around 35. So don't forget to just sign up today if you know for sure that you want to do this. It's $37 a month. That includes the shipping and all the stuff in your box, and the private group, and the ATC swaps inside that group, and the exclusive live with the 4 of us who are curating the box so that you can create alongside us. So lots of fun. All right, let's see what we got. Enough chit chat. I got to give you all the deets though. I'm all about giving you all the deets. Oh, I like what I see already. All right, it's empty. I love what I see already. All right, listen, I equally love vintage. Tell me in the comments, what kind of style of creative do you do? Do you do romantic, shabby chic? Do you like vintage? Do you like grunge? Do you like bright, bold, like Jane Davenport? I love her as an artist. This is a bag I got from her when I ordered some of her stuff, and this is her style, really bright and bold, and I love that style too. I'm eclectic. I kind of like it all. Okay, a little $1 ticket. I'm going to turn this light down just a little so there's not so much of a glare. There we go. $1. Okay. Post-worthy. That's cute. It's a little screen. So she's sent me what we would call, and I don't think this is the pure definition of ephemera, but you will hear a lot of junk journalers and paper crafters refer to these little bits of things that you can use on projects as ephemera. She sent me some, it looks like, oh, this is like a little cluster. Oh, it's a paper. She does these paper clip things, these decorative paper clips that are decorated on the front and secured really well. That's super sturdy, Jimmy Lou. Good job. And then you can use it in your books to hold things or hold pages together. Oh my gosh, that's cute. Okay. We've got some, it looks like coffee stained kind of paper. It even has a little coffee ring. Some paper clips, lots of paper clips. All right, here's the rattling stuff. We'll get to the rattling later. I'm all about the paper, girls. I get really excited about the paper. Actually, let me make this screen a little bigger for you. This is the beauty of StreamYard, so you can really see what I'm doing. Hidden paper clips. Yes, Debbie, that's what I got. Lisa says, I love those clips. Girl, I do too, and I don't have any. I haven't made any in a long time, so thank you, Jimmy Lou. Okay, we got a square doily. That's unique and fun. And I'm all about adding doilies to my, so I'm going to put that aside. Here's my, here's my plan of attack, ladies. I was thinking about it this morning. I was thinking about it, like, how am I going to do this? I have this, I can tell this bag is really full. So my plan of attack was to open it and put aside things that I may use today, because the goal is to use a few of the things from your mystery box, just like if you sign up for the subscription box. The goal is to use what you got in the box, but not everything's going to appeal to you that given day when you're creating. So I'm going to put aside the stuff that I don't think I'll use today, just on a whim. There's nothing wrong with those things. I just don't feel like it. And this is the fun of creating on a regular basis. And then I'll put aside the stuff on the other side, like the doily, that I do want to use. So this is just, I don't know. I don't know how else to do this because it's a mystery. We don't know what's in here. Okay, looks, oh, this little cute napkin, sweet little bunny napkin. More little bits. Okay, the little bits. We love little bits. I'm going to put like a little pile right there just of the little bits. I got me some fabric and it looks like it has gold foil on it. Look. Ooh, it's shiny. Okay, we're going to put that on that side. We've got some little teeny flowers that could be really fun to add texture and a little dimension to your card. Your card does not have to be completely flat. You know, I love, look at, I made these little clusters. They're not an ATC card, but I made these little clusters, and this one I put, I love grungy, and this is literally thread that got jammed up in my sewing machine. So I just glued it down to this little cluster that I made. I love grungy. I love really organic looking things. These are cool. Oh my gosh, and they're in a row. There's a string of them. I like those. Oh, Jimmy Lou, are you kidding me? What the? Jimmy Lou, I love that. Okay, hang tight. You want to see this real close. You want to see it real close. Okay, that I'm loving. I'm going to put that up with the doily. Okay, because these all seem to be like the same theme. Romantic, lacy, doily, gold foil, floral. I see a theme there. Here's more lace. Love me some lace. More paper clips. What is this? Now, it looks like some sort of napkin that's been coffee stained. Yeah, it looks like a dinner napkin. It's huge. Jimmy Lou, I'm saying, oh, and it has embroidery on it, you guys. I am saving that to cover a book with. Okay, we're going mini, right? We need to make these little mini works of art. So I'm looking for things that will scale really nicely and can be put on this little mini card. And I think this could cover a whole book. So Jimmy Lou, I think I got a book cover there. This is like a ribbon. It almost looks like a zipper, but it just has a silver detail on it. That's stinking cool. All right, I'm going to put that with the little things. This is great. This is double-sided, so you have two options here, and these are great for tearing and collaging. So I'm going to put that aside there. What on earth? Jimmy Lou, there's a lot of stuff in this little pack. Okay, she sent me, I'm not going to pull them all out, but little metal embellishments and paper clips. Oh, there's some fun stuff in there. I'm going to put it with the little bits right here. More lace in this package. And then this really awesome card, like a photo, an old vintage photo of a baby, which I love. Okay, but this is big for, you would have to cut this down. Okay, this is me personally. This is a legit, like real old photo. You can see it. This is an old photo card of a baby. How precious is that? Because we're trying to fit it on a 2.5 by 3.5 card. I will not, it's too fantastic. I'm not going to tear this up. I could, but I'm not going to. I'm going to save this for a bigger project. Same thing with this lace, this gorgeous lace. Let's see. Oh, she sent me my cards. Oh, girls, I totally failed on that part. Michelle, I got you. She sent me a deck, like a few from random decks of cards. So you see they're not all matching. I didn't do that, Michelle. I'm sorry. You're going to have to grab some cards for yourself. This is like a piece of a quilt. Cool. It's really thick. Well, it actually feels really cozy. All right, more. This is like fabric, strip of fabric, coffee stained. I love my coffee staining. That is going in this pile. Maybe that'll get used. Again, another little doily and more dyed. This looks like a chenille throw of some sort that was dyed with like gorgeous cranberry color. Contract score pad. I got a little vellum envelope, a bingo card. Let's grab those to use. What on Jimmy, are you crazy? All you need for hand lettering. She sent me a whole set. What on earth, Jimmy Lou? How fabulous is this? All right, we're going to use one of these. All right, let's see. I don't know what the B's stand for. That looks good. We'll use that, Jimmy Lou. Yay. Okay, little mushroom embellishment. That's going in with the little ones. Okay, we got some more ribbon. Oh boy, a lot of ribbon. Okay, I'm gonna put that. I kind of have like a fabrics pile going over here. This is kind of cool. Ironing not necessary. So it's the packaging for the seam binding, and I'm attracted to the packaging on its own as an element. Just give me some little gem hearts stickers. Ooh, me oh my, that's pretty. That is a definite. Another tiny little card, funny bunny. It's just teeny. So this could be used on top of a card, right? But it's too little to be an actual like official ATC card. And of course, we got to get some book pages in there. Oh, another envelope with a window and another vellum. Okay, I see everything I got. These vellum, these are really cool. I'm going to put those aside as a maybe. I got to make a pile. Things I'm not going to use. You got to kind of make a quick decision. Things I'm not going to use, things I'm definitely going to use, okay, or may use. Oh, missed these. More ribbon. Let's put that in the ribbon fabric pile. A little puzzle piece. It's a little puzzle piece that's been decorated, you guys. I'm so sorry I'm not looking at comments. I'm so excited about I'm so excited about my oh my goodness, you guys. How precious is that? It's a puzzle piece that's all mixed mediaed up. I just made mixed media a verb. Did you notice that? I am talented in so many ways. She mixed mediaed it up, and I happen to be the gifter of that. Look at that pin. Oh gosh, that's pretty. Okay, how could I use that? I like that a lot. Okay, here's my table, my little mat for creating. I'm gonna slide all of this stuff off of this mat so I can give you a clear looking space to look at. So we've got the base of our cards, and actually I'm going to try to make 2 cards, and I'm going to stick with the plain white ones. Thank you, Miss Jimmy Lou. She sent me these fabulous ones. And I love like what Lisa did, where you create on the side with the playing card face, and you can see the numbers or the diamond, hearts, the clubs showing. I do love that, but I'm going to stick with the plain whites just because I am actually a little nervous about putting something together. That's pretty nice. I'll put out 3. How much time do I have left? 40 minutes? We might get through 3. Let's see what we can do. I know. Michelle said, Jimmy Lou, I'm stealing that puzzle piece idea. It's so cool. Listen, and I'm so glad you said that, Michelle, because it brings up a really good point about being in an active club with like-minded people who like, for example, ATC cards, artist trading cards, and creating together on a regular basis. Because in being in a group like that, where you belong to the group, it's kind of like your hub, your creative home. You get to know the people who are in the group. You get a lot of fellowship from that. And if you've never belonged to a membership group, I just thought I'd mention what Michelle said too. You're going to be inspired. You're going to see from project photo shares inside the group all the kinds of creations that the other like-minded ladies are making, which will undoubtedly inspire you to steal ideas, as Michelle said. I'll use your language. It's not stealing ideas, it's being inspired. It's the same thing, right? You're inspired by something somebody else did, and you think, oh, I can't wait to try to make one of my own. That's the beauty of sharing your creative time with each other. And that fellowship is really valuable to me. I know in my membership group, the ladies in there have really gotten to know each other and appreciate and love each other, kind of like creative sisters. And so we welcome you to join us if you want to. I'll drop that link again just to make it easy for you. There is the link. We are accepting 50 people. I know that at least a dozen, maybe 15 spots have been claimed. I'm going to grab my chair while we're chatting. So don't miss out, okay? Please do not miss out on the chance to join us. Each of the curators, each of us are taking a turn. So every month, the mystery items that you get in the mail will be sent from one of the 4 of us. I'm taking November as my first month. And that's the last month in this first set. You do not have to stay for any particular length of time. You can opt out anytime you want, but go grab your spot for $37. We're gonna have so much fun. Missy says, and Missy is a member in our my craft therapy club, and she's in all my groups. She's a total crafty chick. That's what I call the girls who hang out with me on my page. She says the community is the best part. If you agree, show some hearts on the screen. If you belong to a group or you just really enjoy hanging out with other creative ladies on social media and sharing, let us know you agree. Either let us know in the comments or give Missy a shout out. Go like, Missy, you are right, girl. That's the best part. All right, we got to get started. I have a very simple way of putting my cards together, and I think of it as layers. So your first layer is obviously your foundation piece, which can be a white card. It can be an actual plain card. It can be just cardstock that you've cut up into this size if you don't have particular cards that you've purchased. So anything that is 2.5 by 3.5 would be the standard artist trading card size. And so that's your foundation piece. And then it's all about layering. So you're going to want some glues on hand. Like some of us like to use liquid glue. I sell Pentart products. I'm also a Decoupage Queen retailer. So on my site, you can buy some of the Decoupage glues. The large bottle has been really popular. This one's almost out. I'll have to open another one soon. But it comes in matte. It comes in glitter. It comes in glossy. So you could use a liquid glue. I use a glue stick a lot of the time. So I'm going to grab my glue stick. Super easy to use a glue stick. And, you can go from cover to cover of anything that you're trying to cover, like put down on your card. The glue stick will get, edge to edge. You can also use a tape runner. Okay, if you have tape runners, please do not overthink this, ladies. Do not feel like you have to go out and buy a million different things or get extra stuff. You probably have a glue stick in a junk drawer somewhere from when the kids were in kindergarten that might still be usable. Otherwise, glue sticks are found in you can find them at the grocery store, like, in the little dollar aisle. At least we can at our local grocery store. So simple glue stick will do you just fine. If you want to get more fancy and try out like glitter glues or anything a little more advanced or expensive, you can, but it's not necessary. Totally not necessary. Jana says, I'm addicted to watching many of you creatives, and I'm a fan of many. Well, Jana, we thank you. We thank you for that love that you're sending our way. Oh, speaking of love, girls, I'm not too embarrassed to ask. I'm not too proud to ask. We need the help getting this message out to other like-minded ladies. So if you have like a sister, a friend, a neighbor who's kind of creative and you think she might enjoy this kind of community and this kind of activity, send this video to her in a message or share it in one of your public groups that allows sharing of these kind of things, or on your own page. Even if you want to come back to this later and watch it again and you're afraid you're not going to find it, put it on your own timeline so that you can find it later. We love the help. So thank you to everybody who's fluffing the nest, spreading the word, whatever words you want to use. Dita says, I can't wait to see what you come up with. Me too. I don't know. Me too, Dina. Okay, we have some papers over here. Oh, here's another paper that is a possible. I got some fabric, so up on the screen, I'm going to try to get it in so you guys can see all of this. Oh, my screen's a little wonky. Okay, got my glue stick. I have that marker. I promise I'll use that somehow. I've got some fabrics and lace. Oh, this doily. Are you kidding me with the doily? I love using doilies in the background of my projects. Let me put Lisa's card aside for a minute. I love using doilies, but white on white, we're going to have to contend with that, but let's use the doily for sure. I could use bits of this, like I love this, and I can use bits of that. So we'll use that for sure. We'll use this for. So the first thing I need to do is cover or coat my cards. And let me make the screen bigger for you. Thank you, Terry Jo. My darling, special shout out to Terry Jo. Thank you for sprinkling. Oh, Michelle Bell, she's sharing. Thank you for doing that, you guys. You'rethebomb.com is what I think. Miss Deb, I love the way Miss Deb said it. Did you see what she said? She said, I'm fluffing the nest. Girlfriend, whatever way you say it, bless the nest, fluff the nest, spread the seeds, spread the blessings. We'll take any version of that you that you want to share for sure. Okay, I'm going to share. I'm actually, now that I'm talking about it, I'm going to do the same thing in my free group, the Crafty Chicks Club. So let's make sure that they get it. And I am streaming on YouTube. So if you're here from YouTube, give us a shout out. All right, let's see. We got to cover this with something colorful. I really like using flimsy papers. I say flimsy, it's not a bad thing. That's not what I mean. I'm just going to point out that this is cardstock You can hear the difference. It's just so thick and sturdy. So I think what I'm going to do with this one, instead of using it as my first layer, I'm going to use this as a second layer, and the phrases that are on there can be like my little inspirational quote. I usually put a word or a phrase on my cards. You don't have to, but I like to. So let's do this. This is completely white, but I want to use it. And this is completely white, but I want to use it. So I'm going to grab one of my old catalogs. All right, girls, just bear with the look of this. This is an old catalog, and I use these for like a glue base, or if I'm going to be using colors as a base for colors. I'm going to grab, hopefully I can get everything that I need real easily. I'm going to grab a color of like a ink pad. Oh, I like that color. I don't care about the names. I like that color. This one's way too bold for the project that I'm thinking, but I love the color. Oh, this one's nice. I like all of those. I can't decide. Just give them all. Give me all of them. I love them. Girls, I'm a big fan of color. I mean, who isn't? And color doesn't have to be bold. It can be more muted, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to try to color these up some with these ink pads. I don't know which ones. Let's start with this green. It's called actually old paper, but it looks green to me. And I don't know. I have not used these in a long time. They could be dry. We're just going to test. So let's go on the doily first. Oh no, it's giving me color. Oh yeah, baby, that's working. And I'm just going to press a little harder. And I'm going to put a light bit of color. It's really light. So that's why I pulled a few of these. If I'm going to put this white doily on all 4 cards, I don't need a lot of this lacy doily because the cards are so small. This is the beauty of small projects. Let's add this because it's a little more bold. Let's see if it goes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now can you see? I'll show you here in a second. I'm just going to make it, I don't know, bits and bobs of color. I use the word bits and bobs a lot. It actually refers to a folder that I have in my, or a basket of goodies that I have just below my desk with all the scraps of things from other projects. All right, I'm going to hold this up with this behind it, and hopefully that helps to show. See, we just added a little bit of color because my card is white. Now you could paint your card first. You could gesso it or paint it, but I thought maybe I would just add some color. And you can get out, and I did. I grabbed my little foam daubers, but for the sake of time, let's just play with color. If you have questions about the membership box, if you have questions about the whole process of making ATC cards, or don't ask me the origin, I have no idea. Don't let's not get that scholarly about it. Let's just, oh Lord, it's too early in the morning for that kind of question. I don't know. You could probably Google the origin of ATC cards. I don't know who discovered them or created them. That's kind of cool. I might want a little blue in here. Let's just grab a different color. I love me some color. And listen, you do not have to have these. I'm all about using what you got. Ask any of the happy members of the Craft Therapy Club. I'm all about using what you got. So if you have crayons like gelatos or just regular box of Crayola crayons, if you have paints, if you have paint markers or watercolor markers, you do not need to have the same exact color supplies that I have, or we call them color mediums. I am a huge fan of going through your junk drawer, grab some colored markers, grab some colored crayons from the grandkids being over last Saturday, coloring on. You do not need to go buy. You do not need to go buy. This is actually a really cool, let's see. Yeah, look at how deep that color is. And these, you can kind of move the color around with your finger. These are really, I haven't played with these in a long time. All right, let's leave this out. That got me excited. All right, we got some color on here. I'm going to add a little bit of this just to add some more contrast to the doily. So we'll use these two things kind of as our base. Move this aside for a minute. So what I'm going to do is I want to create a background, and actually I still like this whole white card is kind of throwing me off. Actually, it's quite a challenge. Let's grab another one of these, and just, I need a little bit of color, girls. This is another one of those. Oh, this is called a gelato. And the card, I think I saw somebody ask the question, do your cards need to be matte or do they need to have a coating on them? They don't need to be anything. They can be any card or cardstock or paper that you have cut to 2.5 by 3.5. Of course, the way that your card looks, you know, in the products that you use on it, and you'll get this over time. Like these are waxy crayons. They actually have wax in them, so they slide really easily on a really smooth surface like this. So you can see how easy I can move that around. If the surface is more porous, you may have a little more challenge getting it to move around because that porous paper is just going to suck the color up. See how that's really hard to spread? It's because the paper is so dry and porous, it doesn't really move. This is really smooth, tight. I don't know, weave is the right name, but like it's really tight. So I can, and it has a little bit of a sheen to it. So I can move these crayons around and just get a good base of color a little bit better. And actually, I'm really loving this. So I'm just doing this because I thought, well, if any of this background sticks out from all the things I'm collaging on top, I don't know that I want pure white sticking out. Let's get just, I don't even care if it's not, I'm not looking obviously to blend it in exactly. I better turn down that light again. All right, there's the fine line when you're the camera girl, the lights girl, the audio, and the creator. We can do all the things. And there's a fine line with these lights to get it just right so you can see. So you can see it's not completely smooth. It doesn't matter. It's underneath everything else. It's just so that if a little bit pops out, you know, it's pretty and colorful. That's the goal there. Hey, Carol, I see you. Hello, friend. Priscilla Googled it. Priscilla, share in the comments. We'd love to know. Is that a red or a pink ink pad? I don't know which one you're asking about, but I had these two. This one is called Candied Apple. That was red. I don't know that I used that one. This one is called Aged Mahogany. So I hope I answered your question, Miss Christina. Michelle Bell, she's totally busting out her gelatos. You forget how fun they are to use, right? Okay, so because if I continue to use the same gelatos, the color mediums, crayons, markers, paints, it doesn't matter. If I continue to use the same ones, I'm going to end up with a pretty cohesive look, even though the things that are like these didn't all come together and they're not coordinated. So we're going to do this. I want this graphic of, it says, contract score pad, first rubber, second rubber, the players. I don't know what kind of game individual scores that this is keeping track of, but we're going to glue this down to create kind of a background. And then let's take this chunk and we'll glue it to this one. So I like to do this a lot where, remember where I said these cards? She made 3 of them. 3 out of 3. And she sent me the 3rd of the 3 that she made. So whoever she sent, and I think it's the girls in the group, whoever she sent the other 2 with have matching cards. They're probably very coordinated, same colors, same kind of embellishments on them. It can be really fun to collect these cards and keep them in your stash as a way of inspiring yourself to keep creating and be inspired by other people's use of things, because we don't always think to do things the same. All right, so we got a very simple collaging going on here. I do like to use my catalog as my place to put my glue. That way I can get to the edges and not get glue all over my table. So this is what I do with these catalogs. If you have old catalogs, and who doesn't get a bunch in the mail, I save them. Like if I'm done looking at it and I don't have a use for it, I really like to recycle them. And I do like to make glue books out of them. So that's one way you can use them, to make glue books. But another way is the way I'm using it now. Okay, we're just adding background. We don't worry about placement. We don't worry if it's upside down or if it makes any sense. We are just looking to add some visual interest to the background so that when you look at the card, you're like, what is that back there? What am I looking at? It just makes it fun and interesting. So this has glue all over it. So what you can do is either tear this off completely and throw it out, and then you have another clean spot for gluing, painting, whatever the thing might be that you're doing. So that's a tip for you to recycle those. Okay, we got that down. I want the doily, but I am a huge fan of also using laces. Okay, before I go any further, I better pick the focal point, like the star of the show. This
has got to go on one of these cards. I only have one, but that's okay. I'm gonna put that on one of them. I can use this on one of them. We're going super romantic, girls. And then this, love makes the wildest spirit tame and the tamest spirit wild. I like this. I'm not usually a cutter. I usually tear everything, but it's so tight to the edges of this little graphic that I better leave it as a perfectly square card, and that will fit on there. I'm going to trim it down a little more. I'm going to trim it down and get those roses off and make it just, for scale, I'm just going to make it a little smaller. Since I cut, they had a little polka dot around the edges. Since I cut the top and bottom polka dots off, I'm going to, or the sides, I'm going to do the top too. Make it really tight. So it will fit on there. That will be, now I have my 3 focal points is what I would call them. The star of the show, the thing that you most look at on that little card. Now, I need a little more layering in between. It's just a little too simple for my taste. So lace, I love fabrics. I love fabrics. Jimmy Lou must know me really well. I love fabrics. I love bits of lace and ribbon and textures. Textiles is what we call them. Things that have fabric properties. So let's stick a piece of fabric on here. Glue stick will work on your fabric. Just get a little more aggressive on pushing down on it. You can use liquid glue too. Let's put, so this has a big wide space here where there's nothing. Let's cover that with some fabric. And then I really like when my fabric is gnarly, is the word I would use. I like when it's kind of fluffed up in 3D. I don't want it to completely flatten in place. So that's just my style. Girl, you do you. Girl, you do you. So we have a little piece of fabric there. I think, let's use that doily. That can be a layer. And I'm going to carefully take a chunk of doily, and that we could layer it. See how that's so plain? This is going on top, and that would look lovely. We're gonna have to cut that down too. But do we want, like, see here, it's super plain. You might want to do this, right? It's about layering and collaging. This is so fragile to put glue on, so just be careful when you do it. You might, instead of putting your glue down and ripping to the left and right like I did on the other more sturdy things, you might have to like dab it on, depending on your glue stick. Just give it a whirl, see what you get. It's just a doily. That's the other thing. When you're using bits of scraps of papers and magazines and doilies, there's no huge investment with our money in investing in these things. So we can feel really confident that if we mess it up, it's going to be okay. All right, I want a little bit of book page, but I don't want any of the white part. I just want the text. So I'm going to rip. I'm going to rip. I'm a ripper. That's what I like. Now I have this. It's very white. It's very plain. So again, with my old magazine page, I'm gonna just, oop, it's stuck to my finger, girls. Let's use a little bit of that same color gelato. So we're matching. If anything's poking out, it's all gonna match and be coordinated. And then I'm gonna grab weathered wood. I don't know why, let's just do it. Now I'm getting like super streaks here because I'm not using a dauber or something soft like you see people use these to spread their ink pads. You can get them, girlfriend, if you want to, but honestly, use a Q-tip. Use whatever you got on hand. Use a Q-tip, use a cotton ball to spread it. Use, there's just so many different things that you can use that you don't have to have special equipment for this. All right, I'm gonna put this, let's put it here. You can see, it's just the bits and bobs style. We're just taking a little bit of everything and slapping it on here and making it look cohesive. If you keep using the same pieces, it will all look like a matching set. I love the labels she added to the back of her cards and the plastic sleeves, just Meg says. Love it, just Meg, leaving fingerprints everywhere. That's really cute, Meg. All right, we're gonna add a little more pizzazz to this one. And I'm just gonna very gently. Now, you can, if you want to, not required, but you could, if you wanted to, put a top coat cover on your cards. Lisa put her card in this darling little plastic sleeve, so that would protect
you had bits of fiber or anything like litter that may come off of it, that would protect it. And you can do the same thing, like coat it with Mod Podge or something when you're done. But there's no real rule. It's not required. Just saying, it's not required. Now, if I use this, see what's happening here is most of my collage is in the middle and the edges are completely bare. So we better cover the edges a little bit. And this one, similar thing. I better pay attention to my edges and make sure that I've got something on there. Where's that other ticket? This was the game piece ticket. No, let's go with this. Another piece of fabric because I'm such a huge fan. Let's do kind of a wonky shaped one. Well, I wanted wonky. It's a little bit wonky, not as wonky as I was thinking, but it's okay. Here's another tip for you. If what you're seeing here feels really busy to your eye, like, I don't know, I got a whole bunch of stuff going on there and it's not making sense, come in with something very plain and layer it on top. And it's going to give it, like, it's going to tame it down a little bit. You know, it gives a more solid background for whatever you're going to be putting on top. Okay, so it's just a little tip for you. Again, not necessary, but these are all the little things that you learn. Here, oh, I didn't even see this before. It's a little handkerchief with embroidery on it. And it's, I hate cutting these things up. I hate cutting them, Jimmy Lou. All right, Jimmy Lou, she sent me this and this has already been torn or cut. You know, she already cut it for something. So let's grab a little piece of this. And I actually want the solid part as well as the doily part. And let's use this. Should we cover the top of this one? I'm just trying to get those edges to have something on them. Paper, fabric, ribbon, magazine pages, newsprint. Girl, get your bits and bobs folder out. So I could mention this. This is my bits and bob folder or bin. And what I put in here is little bits of things that I don't know what else to do with. I'm not going to use it. I mean, like literally bits of paper, doilies that I've stained. And actually, this would be really fun to use. This is cheesecloth that I colored with some inks, some sprayable inks, but you can do it with paints or markers or whatever you got. So let's use a chunk of this because it's really frail. Oh, that piece might be too big. Let's cut this in half. It's kind of has some fun colors on it. And do you see how it gets all gnarly? I love gnarly. All right, I'm going to stick this here. It's still too big. So this one's littler. I'm just trying to cover up. That adds a big bright pop of color for sure. Because it has that like fuchsia in the middle, but it's a little less busy than the doily, you see? So I'm getting like some solid bits there that these things, when you put this down, it's going to be highlighted nicely. This floral, I absolutely adore it, but it might be a little too big for this. This is going on here. Ain't no doubt about that. That one definitely is getting that. Where's my other focal point, girls? Okay, who else does this happen to? Here it is. This is one. I like those together. I haven't decided completely. Here's the one where I'm not so sure, just because it's gorgeous, but it might be a little big. So I did grab, just in case I needed some focal points, I grabbed some of those Tim Holtz people. You know, these little people. The little people, look at this cute little couple. I mean, come on. Heck yeah. I grabbed those, and then I have some other just like little portrait kind of. Oh, she's fabulous. Come here, lady. Look at your hair. Girls, Millie got all done up. Look at her hair. Are you kidding me with that? Wait, it might be Millie. Oh yeah, Millie, you earned a spot. I'm sorry, Tim Holtz people, go away. Okay, this is still feeling a bit big, girls. We can, your ATC card does not have to be vertical. You can turn it horizontal and go with this direction. You could. Maybe Millie goes here and this goes here. Love makes the wildest spirit tame and the tamest spirit wild. I feel like this ATC card is wild. It's got like a lot going on there. So I think this will fit really well here. And I'm just going to do it horizontally. There's no rule that says you have to do it one way or the other. Girls, there ain't no rules with this. You just have your fun, okay? Just enjoy it. I will always encourage you to really like try, and I know this is hard if you have a perfectionist nature or a linear way of thinking. If you're normally linear, this is really challenging for a lot of us who come from that kind of background. If you're an accountant, a bookkeeper, an event planner, like you might have a little trouble just letting go and letting stuff come together. But I promise you, the more that you do it, it's like any other exercise. It's like doing your ab workout, girl. The more you do your ab workout, the better abs you're gonna get. Let's just say that. It's the same thing. The more you stretch your creative mind and your creative spirit and you just let yourself let go on paper, the easier it's going to get and the more fun it will be. I promise you, if you could let go of the tendency to try to control everything and just let the fabrics fly where they want to, it gets to be really freeing and enjoyable. I wish that for you more than anything, to enjoy the process. Seriously, to just have fun with it and let go of any expectations you have. And just have fun with and using what you got on hand. I think that's really what's most important when we create, is that you just learn to be loosey goosey with it. And I know that that's hard. This little thing came out of my bits and bobs, and I think we could use that. Why not? We're just going to add it to that. Now, before I put these focal points down, I still have some white peeking out in areas, and you can do a couple of things. You could use, like, I have embossing liquids. Let's do something with embossing. Why not? I have embossing powders and liquids. You don't have to. You just cover that up with washi tape. You can, let's do one of these with, for example, let's take maybe the gelato. And on this one, this is where Millie's going, right? Okay, we're going to take this dark gelato, and where I have this white stuff, I'm just going to come in with the gelato and give it a color. Okay. Just so that the edges of this card aren't completely white. Do you see what I'm doing? And then maybe I'll take that, even though this isn't completely white, but it's almost making a frame. So let's just go around. That makes the whole thing look cohesive. We went around the whole thing with a simple crayon. Okay. That's one way you can cover up. So we'll do Millie's that way. And then we're going to put the gelato away. I already had them out, so that was easy. Use a crayon. I do have some embossing stuff available, so I'm going to use a little embossing liquid. In the places that are white, let's just put some embossing stuff. Why the heck not? This corner. I actually don't know that I've ever done this. I would usually do the embossing like very last thing, but why not? Let's see what we get. Now this is gold. Why not? I try not to think too much. I try not to worry too much about things being super matchy. I'm just playing with my stuff, and you will learn, especially if you're new at creating, you're going to learn and keep learning. The more you do this stuff, the more you're going to learn. So don't put any pressure. Like, I don't know how this embossing stuff works. It doesn't matter. Give it a whirl. Okay. The first thing you do is you put the glue, then you put the embossing powder. Don't forget to put all that goodness back in your jar. Thanks for the paper, Jimmy Lou. I used your paper for that little process. We'll do gold on one, and let's pick a different one. A different color for the other one. Oh, this one's called Twilight. That could be seriously bold. Let's do it. I'm going to use a different sheet because that one's got now. I got glue everywhere, girls. We got all kinds of stuff going on. We're going to use Twilight. Why not? Did I put any glue up here? No, I didn't. I like to tap it into the glue. Spread it around. That I kind of took it off. No, tapped it on. There we go. Okay, so some embossing powders, when you use them, they will, I'm going to say melt, because that is actually the word. They're going to melt to a matte finish, and some of them are glossy. So let's see what we get with these two. You need a heating tool, not a drying tool, but a heating tool, something that gets really hot. Be careful with your fingers, because you will burn yourself. This thing gets pretty dang hot. So when these little cards, what I do is I use a tweezer. Listen, safety first, girls. Oh, wait a minute. Safety first is right. Let's put this away. Embossing powder is just little tiny minuscule pellets of plastic that when you heat them up, they melt together. And then like you can actually, I hope you can actually see this melt in real time. So as it gets heated up, it's going to melt, and it can be either left really shiny or some of them are matte. I actually bought some Tim Holtz glazes that are a brand new product. Oh, it's starting to turn. I'm going to see if I can get that lighting just right. It's starting to turn. And you can approach it from the back because you just need to heat up that plastic, those little plastic beads. So when they dry, they all melt together. And then it gives you like a really cool cover up, sheen, shine, or matte finish, whatever you're looking for. Just be careful of your fingers. I think this can add some super cool texture and like a different sheen. So most of what I got going on this is fabric and a little bit of doily. So it's all matte. But these little beads, embossing powder are going to melt together, and you can see it's leaving a shine. You see that? It looks wet, and that's how it's going to finish looking, but it's not wet. It's just melted plastic together. All right. So that one's done. It doesn't take long, but can you see the shine there? I'm trying to get the lighting. There it is. There we got some shine action, girls. That makes a cool cover. Okay. Now let's do our gold. Uh-oh, what happened here? I got this whole spot right here that's just white. No embossing. Well, that can be an interesting look. I'm going to grab it furthest away from the embossing so that I can not burn my fingers. Lovely, right, Pat? Thank you for that. Someone said, gasp, I love embossing. I can't wait to try it. Do you have all the things in your shop, Grace? I don't have embossing powders. Oh, this one is coming to like a really foiled metallic. Can you see it changing right here? Foiled metallic sheen when it melts. See how it's melting? And it's turning into like a gold foil. I do have foils in my shop. I do have foil glue in my shop. But I don't have embossing powders. But go check out my shop, thecomfynestwithgrace.com. See what kind of craft supplies you like. I just put a ton of stuff in the on sale section. So I have some rice papers that I have just one sheet left or 2 sheets left that I put on sale. Some napkin bundles that I have just like one bundle left. And I'd love to just get that off the inventory so I can add a new option or new item to the inventory. So go shop the site if you want to. More importantly, join the ATC membership club because we are going to have so much fun creating together and exploring products and supplies. But I will promise you, I really try so hard when I demonstrate to show you and demonstrate how you can use what you have on hand, number one. But then, like if you've never used embossing powder, it's really fun to see it be used. So maybe you do want to try it. Maybe you want to invest a little in embossing powder. Do you see that sheen that it's giving it? Oh my word. Girls, we got some gold coming at us. All right, right here, it's on the fabric, and I don't know if it's going to melt onto the fabric and give me gold, but let's try it. Wowzer. This is so, actually, it looks like super modern, interesting. It's still going to be hot, so be careful. All right, oh, it is hot. I ain't kidding, those little blowers get hot. All right, look at that sheen. Shazam. Shazam. Wowzer. Okay, so see what I said about, I'm just pointing out to you like what I said about layers, how for me, so much of what I love to do is layering and just playing with products and seeing how they work together. I'm going to add a bit of a frame around her, and I think I'll use the mahogany since that's already in there. I already have this blue frame around, so on her little photo, I'm going to put a mahogany frame that seems to match what she's got going on there. So I am going to grab a little dauber for this because I want to control the ink as it's going on the paper. I put a little bit of water. That's all it was. I have not used this ink pad. Whoa, that was accidental. Looks like blood, you guys. What? This looks, Amanda, who said she loves Halloween, but she doesn't like creepy Halloween. This looks like blood to me. This was not intentional. Okay, maybe if I didn't say that, none of you would have thought that. But that looks like somebody like pricked their finger and they were holding her photo crying. What? All right, go big or go home. We're gonna ink her up with some more of that. I love grungy girls. I love me some grunge. I love the old vintage photos for sure. All right, but you see, if the color's right or not, doesn't matter. Do you see how it just frames her and really makes her pop off that page? So, well, we'll do the same thing with this. We'll use the same color. We already have it out. Why rethink it? I need a little more. Whoa, I got a lot more. Jeez Louise. I thought this thing was almost dry. That little bit of water that I added to my ink pad really livened it up again. Good gravy. You ain't kidding now. I don't know. I'm really torn. I think I'm going to do that with this one. And then here, oh, it's this little puzzle. Now, Jimmy Lou, if you created this or whoever created this, Jimmy Lou gifted it to me in my little mystery box. It already has some very light brown edging on it, but to get it to match the set, if you want it to match, I'm going to add what is the color? It's called Aged Mahogany. Let's give it the right name so we don't want to leave anybody with like a weird, like, okay, she's using blood to cover the sides. I'm not. It just, when I saw it on that old vintage picture, that's what it made me think of. We're going to rethink this to get it to match with the same colors. Let's put a little more boldness up here. All right. So we're using the same colors. So you see, use the same supplies, use the same colors. Then when you're making a set, and this doesn't have to be this way. Every single card can be completely uniquely different. But if you want them to have a matching vibe, now this has the focal point on this is the words. It's the phrase. Lisa says, I used the Aged Mahogany yesterday and I loved it. Oh gosh, I hope it didn't make you think of the blood word that I used. Last night, I painted a red scarf on my snowman, and for a minute, it looked like I cut his head off. That's what I'm talking about. See? You and I I don't know. My mind went the same way. Dina says it's something about these photos that creep me out. And Dina, I think that's why I said, like, I put that aged mahogany around it, and it made me think of, like, dripping blood. It looks Halloween-y to me. I have a little digital download for free on my website. If you need the link, just ask me and I'll get it to you. I think I posted it on my live the other day, but it's a whole sheet of words. Like, it's actually 3 sheets of words that I've grabbed and created this little printable that you can cut these out and then use the little positive phrases. And so for her, Miss Macabre here, is that the word? I'm going to put the word peace around her. We're going to add some calm to this card. So I do like to have one focal point, like one star of the show. And then I do like to have one little phrase or word to kind of say, this is my theme. Okay. So let's glue this down. And now I'm a little bit, I've got 2 minutes left and I want to give you guys a recap for sure. So let me give you a recap of what's going down. Today we have creatives going all the way until 5 o'clock. I think that's Central Time. Let's put this. Yeah, we're going to put it right here. Okay, so that one's completely done. Let me know which one you like the most. So today we have the live event, which is a mystery box opening. I want you to see my face when I'm chatting with you. Mystery box opening event that we're going to do once a month, the 3rd Saturday of the month, where we're going to invite other creatives. So there's 4 of us who are curating the box. Okay, so it's Amanda, Lisa, me, and Michelle. We are curating the subscription box, and every month we're going to invite a slew of other creatives, like 7 or 8 other people, to do this live event with us where you can join us and get inspired and learn about what the subscription box is up to and what we're doing. So that's one thing. That's a public event. You don't have to join anything. You just stay in touch with us and you can do that with us every month. But if you want to get a box in the mail to your door, sign up using the link that I gave you. It's in the description of the video. I'm dropping it in the comments again right now. Sign up today. When I went live, there were about 38 spots left. I think I need a heavier glue for this one, you guys, than my glue stick, because it's a little bit heavier. Pulling out the big guns. So go ahead and grab your spot. You do not have to stay for any particular length of time. If you decide, oh, I think I put that upside down. If you decide you want to leave after a month, you leave after a month. But you'll grab your spot today so you have it. And then we'll get you into the private group, particularly for this. And then you'll have all the benefits of creating with us monthly and getting the box and all the goodness that comes with being in a membership group, a creative membership group. And this one is the ATC Mystery subscription box. $37 a month, no obligation to stay for any length of time. We are only taking 50 people. Some of those spots are already grabbed. So join us. We want you to join us. You guys, so who's coming up next is Lisa Boone from Lisa Boone Designs. So stay in Shell Bell's Creative Sanctuary so that you can watch everybody in one place, or you can hop around from place to place, whatever you desire. Have a blast today. Have fun. And hopefully I'll see you inside the group. Bye.